My name's Cath Dyson. I am a resource teacher of learning and behaviour. So at the moment in New Zealand education, we are definitely on the right path. So sadly, we are seeing many autistic students' needs just not being met. And that's right through from year zero to year 13. I do believe autistics are still being misunderstood. They're still being blamed. They're still being labeled. However, there are many teachers now who do understand that certain things can make a difference, but that's not consistent. So unfortunately, we have a huge inconsistency in terms of meeting the needs of autistic students. The other huge challenge is I find that teachers are still not getting parents on board immediately. And we know that the parents are the key because we know our children best. And it's so simple, and yet it's so underutilized. So that's a real concern and definitely a challenge, is how to get teacher and school to get the parents around the table to form a collaborative team approach, which can include the student and should include the student at certain times. In terms of accessing the curriculum, yes, it's getting better, but we know that a strengths-based and interest-based learning program is the way forward for an autistic student. Some teachers still can't deliver that. They for whatever reason, they aren't able to adapt what they feel they have to do. And if we're not in, we're not going to learn. How do we, as teachers, facilitate those meetings? In a nutshell, it's just about reaching out and starting that conversation, just having that initial contact, and it doesn't need to be big. What I say to teachers is an email home once a week that isn't negative can work wonders. And we hear this, I hear this all the time, where parents will say, I just want to hear something positive. And that's the way forward. That's the way to do it, is to show that you are strengths-based and you want to see the best in that young person. Because as a moment, I've been there, or you know how hard it is for the teachers, but you also know that you've got the most delightful child who just wants to do their best. As a parent of 3 autistic children, I have encountered a huge amount of challenges in terms of their education. And just because I'm a teacher, in fact, because I'm a teacher, it makes things harder because I don't want to overstep the boundary of parent to teacher or parent to RTLB. What it comes down to for me is the school system as it is can only have a certain degree of flexibility. And if that's not big enough, then it's not going to be able to encompass all learners, and particularly not our autistic plus ADHD plus other things kinds of students. My youngest child is just hanging on in there, and I am very fearful that we're going to see her leave school, which is a tragedy because she is bright and vivacious and creative. And sadly, parts of the secondary school curriculum are definitely not enabling creativity. They are stifling creativity, and they are producing students who are regurgitating information rather than being able to utilize information and turn it into something amazing. So yes, my own experience has been rather rather miserable, but that's partly why I do what I do, because I do think I can change the way that teachers see autistic learners.